Well, as most of you know, I'm generally into sports, obviously. That's what my website and writing's all about. But today I want to talk to you about a series of movies I've always just enjoyed because even though they're not based on a sport, just the action and um, you know the chase of everything feels like a sport with some of the races in them. I've always been a big fan of the Fast and the Furious movie series, and I recently just bought all five of them. Um, Fast Five is kind of really icing on the cake for me. I just want to talk to you about a little bit about the movies and my thoughts. I just to show you to prove that I do have all five. That would be the original, number one. Number two, number three, number four, and last but not least, number five. You know, in the beginning, the first movie, I really, really enjoyed the characters of Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. Um, they just had a dynamic with each other that a lot of actors and characters don't have with each other. Um, they had chemistry, and I love how they set everything up. With Brian being a cop and going undercover and whatnot, and I like how deep down inside he knows he's a bad boy, and as the movie goes on, he embraces that role, but then realizes he's got to make a choice of be the bad boy or be the law. And at the end of the movie, he chose to be the bad boy, which leads us to the second movie. Second movie, I thought it was good because Paul Walker came back and they kind of continued the story where he wasn't a cop anymore, and the FBI needed his help to you know to catch some bad guys. So he was still the bad boy, but was being a bad boy with the law. I guess that's the way you want to put it. Um, I really thought Tyrese Gibson added a huge deal to the whole thing. I mean, he was his money just with his character. Was really awesome, and you know that's the second movie. After the second movie, I thought it was over. And then came out Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Now a lot of people out of all five of them dislike this one the most, and in all fairness to the third one, it was a whole new story, whole new set of characters, whole new set of concept. If you take away what you saw in the previous two and just looked at Tokyo Drift by itself, it was actually a really, really good story with real characters, with real life issues and whatnot. And I liked how there was cultural issues too there that they implemented in the movie. Um, I really think that it did a lot for the movies. It really did. And like I said, people look down on Tokyo Drift like it was the worst one. It really wasn't that bad. Actually sat down and watched it the other night, and um, yeah, it throws the story off a little bit, but it just added a whole new feel, a new concept to it. So that's what I liked about Tokyo Drift. After Tokyo Drift, then I really thought it was over with the whole series because Tokyo Drift really didn't get a lot of rave reviews. So I'm like, okay, they're not gonna make any more. Then in, I think it was 2008, 2009, out came Fast and Furious, the fourth one, with the original cast of Paul Walker, Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and Jordana Brewster. And there was just so much emotion in that movie and so many issues that needed to be dealt with that left off from the first movie. And it was a really high emotional movie. That's the word I want to use. Um, just I've never ever seen a I thought it was more emotional and more more like of a dramatic movie than it was action. I mean, yes, there was some action, some racing, but there was more of a story to it than just the racing. And that's what I love about the fourth one. Fourth one was just phenomenal. And then, at the end, when you knew um, Brian and Mia were going to bust Dom off the prison bus, you just knew there had to be another movie. And then last year, or this past year, out came Fast Five. And Fast Five had characters from each movie and added one new character in The Rock. And this movie, I mean, it had the story, had the action, had everything a good movie should have. And I was so impressed. I mean, that's really deep down inside what made me want to buy the whole entire series was Fast Five. And again, they're probably going to make another movie based on how the last one ended. I'm not going to throw anything out there. I'm sure most of you have seen it, but go through the credits and see what happens at the end because it adds a whole new twist and adds a whole other story to it. Um, like I said, I mean, I could go on and on all day about all five movies, but the whole series together is such a great series. I mean, it's action packed. It's really crazy. Some of the races that happen. Um, the characters are very dynamic and very real at the same time. Um, Vin Diesel and Paul Walker just, man, they have such a good connection together on the camera. And, I can tell they feed off each other in ways that a lot of people can't feed off each other. Um, it's a good series to have. So, if it were me, I would go out. That's Fast Five. I'll do them in reverse order again for you. Fast and Furious 4. Tokyo Drift. Too Fast, Too Furious, and the original. And if you like action and real characters, it's a good series to have. I only own one other. I only own one other 5+ movie series, and that would be the Rocky series 1 through 6. And because not a lot of movie series capture my attention like the Rockies or like the Fast and the Furious. Actually, I do got the Pirates of the Caribbean series, so the movies, the series of movies, you know, really really captures my attention. Um, so if you're a huge Fast and the Furious fan, if you like racing, all kinds of racing, no matter what it is, drag racing, road racing, drifting, um, you gotta own these movies. I mean, you can't just have one and not have the other four, and that's what I've been telling people. You gotta have all five, and you know, like I said, I'm usually not a movie writer or movie buff, who writes or talks about movies, but these movies, for some reason, just have kind of captured my attention. And like I said, I think Fast Five is what really put the series on the map for me as loving the series as a whole. So that's about it for me. I just wanted to talk about the Fast and Furious series and how I think it's great. I think it's one of the best series of movies to ever come out. I mean, people will look at your Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter's and stuff like that, but that ain't real. I mean, and neither is really Pirates of the Caribbean is somewhat real, but movies like the Rocky movies and the Karate Kids and the Fast and the Furiouses, um, they're all real, and that's what I like about them. And if you're into real action and real life issues and real characters, this this is a good collection to have. Um, you know, beautiful. It's just a great collection to have. You know, send me your thoughts. Post me your thoughts below. Let me know what your favorite Fast and Furious movie is, and what you would like to see happen if there's another one. So I'll leave you with that for today. Like I said, be sure to check out all the Fast and Furious movies. Let's let it roll for the day. Yeah, got a good day, guys.